Alright, so here are 5 Roux example solves for one-handed. So, first scramble, all the scrambles will be in the description, as well as most likely reconstructions of them, just so it's easier to follow. So first I see this kind of thing where I have a corner attached to an edge center pair. So I know that I need to put in the edge, this edge over here in the corner here, and just solve in the last pair. So my edge is here, and then my corner and my other 2 pieces are here. So to insert this to here, I do like U and then R prime, like that, and then a D move and then R2. So after that, that would bring this edge over here, and then after the R2 will be here, which is perfect for an F2 insert. But then because I see that my my DR edge is here, I know that if I do an F2, it'll end up oriented in DF, which isn't that great. So I'll instead do another insert, the one-handed B2 insert that most people do. I'll just do that, but for the front instead. So my first block would be something like this. And D, R2, and then D and U prime at the same time to solve that and to pair that. And then instead of F2, I do R, U, R prime, RY prime, and then F. And then I see this pair over here, so I do M prime. I see just an easy answer over here, so M prime, and then U2, and then insert DR. And then it sets up this pair, which is just U, M prime, and then the C fop insert. And then I get a CMLL skip, which is really lucky. So the EOLR for this, I see that there is an oriented center solution, which is that into good arrow, but I've recently learned a new one, and I think it's worth doing and worth switching to if you don't already use it. So you have one oriented on D, and then the other one is oriented on U. So the way I recognize this for EOLRB is that this is matching with that, so then I'll have a U2 as my AUF for 4B. So then I do an M prime and then move this to the back and then do another M prime. And then I have arrow, so do M prime and then U2, M2, and then solve corners, because I see that this is white and then this is white as well. So I do M2 and then I do U and bring this block down and finish. Alright, so Nick's scramble doesn't really have anything that great, at least from what I can tell. So I can see this over here, which is just like a pre-made 3x1, and then you can do like an R, then UM2, and then have a pretty bad second pair, or you can do D setup, or like a D2 setup even, but I wouldn't really bother with that personally. I saw this, so I knew I could just insert the edge, which was here, and then I could solve the last 2 pieces. So what I saw was I had like an M prime to move this here, and then I could do a kind of wide U and then an R. So then it will insert and then wide U prime. And after that, my corner should end up here. So then I do a U and then an M. U and then M prime and then R prime F. And my DR should end up over here after everything is done. So I do U, M prime, and then wide U, R, wide U prime, and then U prime, M prime, and then DR's over there, so R prime F. And then what I do is I'd solve this, and then pair this, because I see that these 2 kind of pair up like that, so I'd pair that. And then solve this at the back, solve this pair like that. And then this pair is just a simple U prime, M prime, and then solve. And then next, it's just CMLL. All my edges are, I have an arrow, and it's a good arrow because my LR is also here and here. And this won't affect my EP, except for, I think, kind of doing an H perm, so swapping everything around. So I just do M prime, U, M prime as my ULR, and then U, M2 and then 4C. Alright, so next scramble, there isn't really anything good other than this pre-made pair over here, at least from what I can tell. I'm not really good at first block. So this isn't even that good. It's like Ado U2 into F and then a wide U to solve that into the back. And you have this kind of garbage pair, which I do R prime, Ado U2, and then R2 double flick, RY2 double flick, and then F prime. And then my DR edge will end up, it'll go here and then there. So end up there. So I can do a R to finish. So U2, F, U wide, and then R prime, U2, R2, F prime, and then simple R. And now I have this pair, which I do like this, and I notice that my corner's here, and these two match. So these two match over here. So I don't want to do that because it'll lead to a garbage case, which will be like R prime, U2, R. So instead I do normal R. And then I have this simple case to solve at the back, which is just like that. And then this CMLL, I see that these are the same and this is opposite, so I have a garbage case. This is the worst one. So my CMLL does an M2 as well, because I end with an R2 double flick, RY2 double flick instead of R2 double flick or like RR. So that will give me arrow on top, and then this is oriented, so I know this has to be misoriented. My LR has to be misoriented, so I'll have a good arrow because it'll be on the side as well. So I do R prime, U2, R prime, my CML, and then I end off with R2 double flick. I feel like I'm the only person that does that, but I take the it's very different, and I just do it because I can't regrip to do my R2 double flick, so I have to do RY2 instead. So my CML, my LSC, I would just do good arrow, which is just that. And then I see that this does not match with that, so this will not match with that. So when I do M2, I need an AUF to solve corners. And then finish. Alright, so the next scramble is actually really straightforward. We have this pre-made, like, a pair with the edge center pair, and then the corner that corresponds is over here, and the edge is just like an M prime away, so you can do an M prime to solve that. And my other pair, this corner won't move, and then when I do the D move to solve the square, my other piece will go here, which is just one move away. My DR will just remain fixed, so then I can kind of do a U prime after I put it down here. And then when I solve that, it'll be in a good position. So I first do my M prime, and then my D, and R wide, U, and then U prime, solve my first block, R prime. And then I'd see this first, even though this might be a better pair to do first, I'd see this first. So I would just go straight into it, which would preserve that pair. So I then go into solving that. And then I have all my edges oriented. But from this angle, I'd probably do like the COLL, the lefty one. This one, where you kind of go like that. But from this angle, over here, which is where I got the case from, I just go straight into my normal CMLL, which misorients these two and puts them adjacent. So I know that this will remain oriented, so I'll get like a kind of meh case for EOLR. So I do my CMLL, and then it's here. So I solve this like this to set them into. So like I bring this edge down, and then move the other misoriented there, and then undo M move. You can actually do the same M move and it'll still do the same EOLR, but I when it's from the back angle, so like when my other LR edge is over here, I actually do 2 M primes instead, because it's faster. But when it's in the front, I do M then M prime. So then after this is just simple U2 and then solve at the back. Then U prime, AUF, these two match, so I know I'll just have to bring this edge over here. And that's finish. I couldn't really find anything good in this scramble, but that's the same for all scrambles for me. I'm not really good at first block. So I see this pair, and then I know that this corner corresponds to this, so I just need to find a way to connect this and that. So I do like a U move and a D move at the same time, and then I'll do an R2 and then an R wide, which will place this over here. And then after that is a D move, which will bring that to the back, and then I can do like an F and then R and then another F, and first block done. So it's like I bring these so that they can be paired with an R2, this and that, R2, and then an R wide. And after my D move, this will go at the back over here, so I can just do like an F and then pair at the front, like this. And then I'd probably just like guess that this is one of my edges, because I don't really see a nice way to solve this. You could do that, but that isn't really that nice. So I just do like R prime, U R prime, and then yeah, guess was right. So then I do an M prime, keeping note that my other thing was here, so it's blue, that'll be over here. So when I insert, I know that the blue, when I do an M, the blue will come back up here. So I can do that without peeking. And then I get columns, which is the, it's not really that great. And I noticed that, I know my CML alg flips these three and this piece over here. So I'll actually get a 6 flip as well, which isn't that bad with EULR. So I do my alg, and then 6 flip. So I noticed that my LR was at the back already, so I knew to AUF to the side. And I noticed that these were the same color. So then, because these were the same color, I knew that I had a 3 mover instead of needing to do a 3 mover and then AUF and then M2. So I do my 6 flip EULR. And then I see that this is like matching with white, so I just bring it there and then solve. And that's it.